Well, good evening, everybody. It's really exciting to see so many fantastic faces, so many friends of Forget Me Not Chorus over the past 10 years. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for taking the time this evening to join us for a very special evening in the life of the Forget Me Nots. 10 years we've been going, 10 years of meeting inspirational people, people living with and alongside dementia. 10 years of fun and laughter, 10 years of celebrating life through song. And what a journey it has been. And so for this very special year, we commissioned a piece called With Joy My Soul Sings. A perfect title, I think, for those of you who know anything about Forget-Me-Nots. Our souls certainly sing with joy when we begin. And when we started our charity 10 years ago, we were joined by one group of people, 16 singers came together. Now, 10 years later, we run 3 sessions per week for our community. We greet 10 care homes every week via Zoom. We actually have 450 care homes that now use our virtual services, and we unite families across the globe, from Scotland to Wales and from Texas to the north of England. And it's been a fantastic journey. And so to celebrate that journey, we commissioned a new piece. This commission was supposed to be sung at Hoddinott Hall by our supportive choirs, but of course COVID hit. So what do you do then? Well, you have to think on your feet. So we thought quickly and we adapted our commission, and we decided to use that as an audio for a film to celebrate 10 years of Forget-Me-Nots. Where could we get our choir from? We couldn't meet in person, so we reached out to a global community. And we rehearsed for 6 weeks via Zoom, reaching and connecting with people in the US and Canada and Saudi Arabia, and in Portugal and Spain, and in Northern Ireland, and across the UK and Hong Kong and many other places. And this wonderful choir, along with our Forget-Me-Nots, sent in recordings to create our soundtrack. The icing on the cake was when Rebecca Evans, CBE, agreed to join us and be our soprano soloist. So then we had our recording, and our film was made also under COVID regulations, but we're thrilled that this film sums up the joy, the passion and the laughter of all of our choristers and the ethos of the charity. But of course, this charity has only worked because of the amazingly hard work of a small team of people. And I know that you will all know that the charity was set up by myself and of course Sarah Teagle, who does everything else that you don't see, along with Catherine Harry, who joined us just 2 years ago as fundraiser. But the team, of course, matter, but it's all our friends that matter so much, all our wonderful, generous supporters, and you are part of that group. So thank you for being part of our family. 2 people who have also supported us throughout this journey are now going to chat to us. The first one that I want to introduce you to is David Jackson. David has been the chair of the trustees for the last 6 years, and ably and kindly and generously and always with humour led us on this exciting path. David is also director of Cardiff Singer of the World, so how on earth he's found time this evening to join us after such a fantastic competition this week, we can only continue to be so grateful to him. And he's a great friend of Dame Kiri Te Kanawa, who has become a great friend of the charity. And we are so very lucky that Dame Kiri is also joining us this evening. It's actually morning in New Zealand, and I'll leave her and David to tell us a little bit more about the joy of singing. Before, I do want to just say that I've noticed that Rebecca, our soloist, has joined us, Rebecca Evans. Rebecca, thank you so much for coming in this evening. David, over to you.
Thanks very much, Kate. It's a real privilege and a pleasure to be associated with the Forget Me Nots. I can't believe it's 6 years since I joined you. We've been on quite a journey. You've been on a huge journey over 10 years, but even in the 6 years I've been with you, it's been a real thrill to see how things have developed. And I know that we've talked about the fact that when COVID struck, gosh, nearly 18 months ago now since we've been in this situation, we really wondered how we'd be able to carry on. But the astonishing thing, I think, is that if anything, we've been able to do more work and reach more people through this period. Obviously, this week is a busy week for me doing Cardiff Singer as well as this. But this week, my life has all been about the joy of singing, I guess, listening to wonderful voices from all over the world. And Kiri is in New Zealand and having a bit of problem, I think, just joining up with this, but she's there because we've spoken to her earlier, haven't we? And I know that she is as interested and excited about singing as she's ever been, which is, her life is different now. She's moved away from the stage and performing. Oh, here she is. And I think that, I think that she's about to join us now.
I think, yeah. I can't turn the camera around because when we started off, it started on this thing. So all you've got is me and Maggie. I can't turn the camera.
Maggie's.
The only thing I can do is talk to you this way, which is really ridiculous.
Oh, that's great. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I've been all unmuted and unmuted. But the thing is, we started off like this, and I just can't turn. I can't get the camera to turn around. So I apologise.
Well,
I've got it.
Let's live with that then. No, it's been great, and actually, it's very good of you to do this. It's so early. I mean, I would be in a right old state if I was up at your time, but luckily you're still half on UK time.
I am in a right old state. I've been in a right old state for a week.
You know, we just started to talk about how important singing is. I mean, your whole life has been about singing. You started off singing when you were a wee girl in New Zealand, and you discovered the joy of singing very, very early on. How did that happen?
Well, because I think everyone's heard the story, I got car sick. So my mother made me sing all the way, journey to our little lake cottage. And it kept me breathing. I suppose the whole thing about breathing and singing and stuff. So I sang a lot, and then she discovered I could sing. And then she put me on little radio programs and all sorts of strange things. And eventually this voice developed. Obviously, I think if you start young enough, a voice develops as long as you can sing in tune.
So that's really interesting, because that means that your voice was discovered almost as a kind of music therapy treatment, because you were asked to sing so you wouldn't get car sick. And in a sense,
right. There was age 3.
It's also about singing to keep well and fit, and to use our brains in a different way. That's one of the exciting things about this, and the fact that the singing that you do, yeah, it is. And it uses a different part of your brain. It uses your mind in a different way. It's hard not to feel good when you're singing. Do you still feel that?
Well, I don't sing anymore, because what I used to do is not the same voice as I have now. So the sad thing is that when I do try to sing, I think that is not the voice I used to hear. This is a much older voice. It's not got the control it had. So I don't sing anymore, because the thing is, I have a comparison in my ears that is not coming out of my throat. So I thought best to shut up and let all those gorgeous young voices sing to the heavens. That's what my preference is.
So I guess now you're about helping other people to sing and enjoy singing. And that was why you were so generous 2 years ago when you were here in Cardiff for Cardiff Singer. You came along and helped the Forget Me Not chorus then with your great friend Frederica von Stade. That was a memorable occasion when we were all together. And here we are. We can do it again. Later. Yes, do it again. Next time you're up here, we will definitely be doing that again for sure. And here we are 2 years later. It's the 10th anniversary of this charity, which has just grown and helped so many people. and we're ready now to celebrate that 10th anniversary with something that's typical of the Forget-Me-Nots, I think, a new piece of art, a new piece of music that uses voices of all kinds, but at the heart of it are the voices of the Forget-Me-Not chorus. And so are you looking forward as much as I am to seeing this film?
Me, you know,
Yeah.
David, what's the most amazing thing is that through life, I have discovered there are people who give and there are people who take. And this chorus are givers. And it's such a delight to see and hear the generosity of giving. It doesn't happen very often. And I see an awful lot of things that I think, why is that person like that? It's because they're takers, and takers never seem to give. So all I can say is congratulations on all these incredibly generous people, and for all the people who are asking people to help. Giving is it's incredibly generous, but it doesn't take very much to give, but it takes an awful lot. I watch people take and I see how much they take. And it's very difficult to watch this because I've got some friends like that, and I look and I want to tell them, I said, do you realize you're takers? You're not givers.
Well, you go off and
my
tick
whole
them
life
off.
is that. So, yes,
So
I
what
try. It's difficult.
I know how that feels. But now we're going to watch the product of a whole bunch of people who spend a lot of their lives giving. So let's enjoy watching this film.
Great, thank you. Now I can turn it around.
Thank you.
For a little
Thank you for staying. Thank you for being part of this very special journey. To everybody in this Zoom room, to all our choristers who've been with us over the 10 years, this film is a tribute to them, to their love, to their patience and their perseverance and their joy in life. And this film is most definitely about all of those people that we've been lucky enough to connect with. And that actually includes everybody in a little box on the 10 pages of this Zoom screen. Thank you so much. Stay in touch with us. Be part of the next 10 years, please, because you all mean a great deal to us. Thank you, everybody.